I am so super excited to bring you my devotion for this week, taken from the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 3 to 5. Now, I started this conversation last week where I mentioned some signs to know if you are toxic. I've been talking about toxic relationship, but I had to do that video because sometimes we think that there's something wrong with everybody around us, when the truth is the problem is with us. And I mentioned that the easiest way to deal with a situation is first of all look inward to be sure that you are not the problem before you begin to point finger at other people. Now, so today, like I mentioned in that video, I'm going to be giving the concluding part of the signs that I talked about in that video. Now, the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 3 said something very interesting I liked. Now, you can read it in various translations to give you interesting and meaningful interpretation of that verse. It says, why are you looking at that tiny speck in your neighbor's or your brother's eye when there is actually a plank in your own eye? Sometimes we think that other people are the problem and we exonerate ourselves from the situation, making it seem like we are perfect, when the truth is we are the ones who should actually make the adjustment. Now, I'm going to continue. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some signs that may show that you are the problem, to continue with last week's conversation. Number one sign that you need to look out for if you are someone who never accept that you are wrong. Now, I mentioned also that no one is perfect. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. I believe that the only one that is perfect is God. Now, if you're someone who never accepts when you are wrong, you need to make that adjustment. You are also not perfect. Number two, it takes you more than a day to apologize. Some people, when they offend another person, they want to first of all go back and feel that they are the one that are right, waiting for the person who is wrong. Now, if you are someone that your partner always has to come and apologize to you when you are the one that is wrong, you are toxic. You are not showing a good attitude. When you are wrong, accept that you are wrong and apologize that minute, then move on. If it takes you more than a day to apologize, it shows that you are proud. Number three, it is difficult for you to accept apology. Now, there are some people that they don't apologize and it's difficult for them to accept apology. In fact, some people even want to get a revenge so they can feel satisfied and justified with what the other person has done. Now, if it's difficult for you to accept apology, it is an attitude that you want to adjust. The Bible even encourages us that we should not let the sun go down on our anger. Number four, you are in the habit of referring to past mistakes, past offenses, past error. When someone offends you and you claim to have forgiven the person, let it go. Now, I'm not saying that you should allow them back into your space or allow them to become your best friend, but I'm saying that when you claim to have forgiven somebody, let it go and quit referring to it. Quit judging them by that mistake. Okay, so number four, you compare that person to someone else you feel is better than them, especially in marital relationship, in family relationship. You find parents who are constantly comparing their children to other people's children that they feel are doing better. No, your child is also very good, unique in their own way. And I mentioned in that video that we all are unique in our own way. If everybody in the world were to be the same, what a boring place that will be. So quit comparing. Your husband is your husband. Your wife is your wife. Different from the people you see on the internet, even different from his or a twin brother. So if you find some kind of value in somebody else, don't be comparing your partner or the people around you to them. All right. Number six, you are hardly satisfied with the sacrifices that people make for you. Now, one thing you must know is that when someone makes sacrifices for you, remember that they had to let go of something, and sometimes even put themselves at a disadvantage just to make you happy. Appreciate it. If you are someone who hardly will say thank you, especially in marital situation where the wife or the husband has a sense of entitlement that, well, you must do this for me, or a child with a sense of entitlement that you're my parent, so I expect that you must do this for me. That is a toxic attitude. It is a sign that you may be the problem in the relationship. When people go out of their way to do things for you, appreciate it. It could have been done for someone else, or they could have even done it for themselves. It's also a sign that they are thinking of you and they mean well for you. Number 7, it is too much for you now to go out of your way to do something for others. Now, there are people who don't appreciate sacrifices that is done for them, yet there are still people who will not do for anyone. Now, this world, we brought nothing into this world, and as believers, we must remember that we are not, nobody takes anything out of the world. Everything we own belongs to God. We are the custodian of God's resources, and it will make him happy if we share what we have. You don't want to do something for anybody, you don't want to do something for people to make them happy, yet you want to collect from others. That's a very selfish attitude. As God has blessed you, be a blessing to other people. Number 8, you think that everybody should be at your beck and call. Now, if you're someone who think that everybody should be at your beck and call, there's a problem. I know a lot of people, they call you the first time, they call you the second time, they call you the third time, and you are not responding. They get offended, and instead of them talking about why they called you in the first place, they're offended about why you didn't pick their call. The world does not revolve around you, and you must understand that people also have their own issues. When someone does not pick your call the first time, don't quickly conclude that they are avoiding you or they don't want to pick your call. The world does not revolve around you. Number 9, when you're offended, you are lagging. Now, there are a lot of people who, when they're offended, they don't keep their mouth shut. They keep talking and talking and talking. Now, let me tell you the danger of that. You could say something that may worsen the situation. So when you are angry or offended, be mindful of what you're saying. And if you're someone who feel tempted to talk when you're angry, maybe it's just best to move away from that environment or move away from that person. In marital situation, again, when a partner is offended at the other partner, be mindful of what you are saying, because in the end, it may just become what you said and not dealing with the situation. Now, one thing you must remember is that we all are work in progress. And because we are work in progress, no one is perfect. No one is perfect. You are not perfect. So don't beat yourself about this. We have the Holy Spirit inside of us that can help us improve all situations. I pray you have a blessed week by the help of the Holy Spirit. God bless you.